Poverty is a global phenomenon characterized by the lack of access of households to their basic necessities. According to the World Bank, poverty is pronounced deprivation in well-being and comprises many dimensions. It includes low incomes and the inability to acquire the basic goods and services necessary for survival with dignity. Poverty also encompasses low levels of health and education, poor access to clean water and sanitation, inadequate physical security, lack of voice, and insufficient capacity and opportunity to better one's life. In line with the Sustainable Development Goals, the Philippine government has set as one of its overarching goals to significantly reduce poverty incidence. Poverty Alleviation Programs aims to reduce the rate of poverty in the country by providing proper access to food, monetary help, and basic essentials to the households and families belonging to the below of poverty line. The Philippines has a fairly high poverty rate with more than 16% of the population living below the poverty line. Because of the many people relying on agriculture for an income and inequality in wealth distribution, about 17.6 million Filipinos struggle to afford basic necessities. From 2015 to 2020, the rate of poverty declined from 21.6% to 16.6%. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte aims to reduce the rate of poverty to 14% by 2022 through its strategy, Ambition 2040. The Philippine government plans to eradicate extreme poverty by 2040. Furthermore, the government has implemented various programs and reforms to reduce poverty by targeting education, healthcare, and the overall economy. Here are 5 ways program is combating poverty in the Philippines. The first program is the greater access to education. A factor of systematic poverty is a lack of access to education in impoverished areas. People gain basic skills and increase job opportunities through education, which can help to combat poverty in the Philippines. Therefore, the Philippines signed the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act in 2017 to encourage more people to enroll in higher education and to address the issue of education inequality. The government subsidizes the cost of tuition for state universities and college students as well as other expenses such as school supplies. Private institutions also have access to a tuition subsidy. The Act aims to decrease the number of dropouts in higher education and promote the idea that a higher education is available to all. Second is for greater access to healthcare. In an effort to improve the healthcare system, President Duterte signed the Universal Healthcare Act in February 2019. The UHC Act provides the full spectrum of healthcare by enrolling citizens in the National Insurance Program and granting health coverage to all. While healthcare is not completely free, those in poverty will have more access to health services. To ensure the effectiveness of healthcare, the Act will form the Health Technology and Assessment Council, or HTAC. The council will consist of health experts who will assess health developments, such as technology, vaccines, and other advancements. Additionally, the Philippines will allocate more funds to PhilHealth, which will improve the quality of service and lower the cost of medicines. Third is family aid. To further efforts to support citizens, the government implemented the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, or 4Ps, in 2007. The 4Ps is a conditional cash transfer program for impoverished households. The program gives household grants so long as they meet certain requirements, including keeping the children in school, having regular checkups, and having parents or guardians attend family development sessions. The 4Ps program benefits about 20 million Filipinos, 9 million of whom are children. Therefore, the program reaches about 20% of the population with the goal of greater poverty reduction. The fourth is economic improvement. With the goal of reducing poverty by strengthening economics, President Duterte signed the Rice Tariffication Law in February 2019, amending the Agricultural Tariffication Act of 1996. The law places 35% tariff on imported rice with the goal of prioritizing local rice production for the population by stabilizing the supply. The tariff also aims to benefit local farmers by creating a more efficient and competitive agricultural system. The last program is Build, Build, Build. Additionally, the Duterte administration created the Build, Build, Build infrastructure plan in 2017. The initial goal of the program was to complete 75 projects, but Duterte revised the plan to instead target finishing 100 projects. Some of the projects include new public transportation and airport renovations. The government has put about 34% of the projects into action and is expecting to complete 56% by 2022. By 2019, the government had completed 2 of the initial 75 projects. With support from loans, the Philippines will rely on Build, Build, Build as a strategy to aid the country in recovering the COVID-19 pandemic. The government's hope is that combating the effects of the pandemic by improving the country's infrastructure will stimulate the economy and create more jobs. However, the program has received criticism due to its slow execution as a result of underspending. Unfortunately, poverty is expected to increase in the Philippines because of the coronavirus crisis. This will lead to a decrease in consumption growth and further income losses. Therefore, greater efforts are necessary to combat poverty in the Philippines amid the pandemic, which has hit the impoverished the hardest.